What's going on, you guys? This is New York Adventurer 1994 here, and it is Friday, December 30th, 2022, and I want to talk about how my Christmas was. And I'm sorry I haven't done that many videos lately this week. I've just been really busy and I haven't felt like uploading lately, but I want to talk to you guys about how my Christmas was. So, it all started with this bomb cyclone, Winter Storm Elliott, that happened last week. Buffalo got hit with a massive blizzard, and a lot of places in the Midwest got hit with blizzards. And Buffalo had like a lot of snow and poor visibility and hurricane force winds. And there were a lot of power outages. And this area, like the day before Christmas Eve, we had a wind advisory of 55 miles per hour. It was like really windy here all day. Thankfully we didn't have a blackout, but it was crazy. We had like 55 mile per hour wind gusts. It like started Thursday night into that Friday evening. And it was like really crazy. The winds were blowing everything. And where Storm Elliott rapidly intensified into a bomb cyclone. Like well inland, just like the one in Colorado and the Midwest that happened back in March of 2019. When Colorado got hit with that massive blizzard. So yeah, it's been windy here all day while I was like preparing for Christmas Eve. And then the next morning, the winds were dying down and the temperatures dropped like a rock. This was like the coldest Christmas we had in decades. We had the wind chills like below zero. And the temperatures were like in the teens or like 10 degrees. It was that bad for us that we had to keep the faucet running overnight. It was like really cold through the holidays of Christmas. But by the time it was Tuesday, it started warming up again. But Christmas and Christmas Eve were both very cold. And the wind chills were pretty bad. Like that, it was in the teens most of the time. So we had a big dinner and we opened up our presents at like 5 o'clock at night, and then we had our desserts, and then we had family movie night. We had the 7 fishes, like we had seafood for Christmas Eve, and we ate about like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we opened up our presents at like 6 o'clock at night, and then my uncle came over and we had desserts, and then we watched a few movies. So yeah, we didn't really have much going on that Christmas Eve. And then the TBS and the TNT channel were having a Christmas Story marathon, where every 2 hours they would show a Christmas story. Yeah, TNT and TBS show a Christmas story like all through Christmas Day. And the marathon starts at like, the reruns start about like late Christmas Eve, and then they run through Christmas Day. And there's another channel that shows reruns of It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, those films are pretty good films. So, yeah, it's Christmas Day, and we watched the Disney Christmas Parade. And oh, by the way, on Christmas Eve, we saw the Giants play against the Minnesota Vikings on Christmas Eve. They haven't played on Christmas Eve since 2017. and we got to see the Giants play on Christmas Eve, and it's been years since they last played on a Saturday. It only happened when Christmas Eve falls on a Saturday. You'll see the Giants play on a Saturday. It doesn't happen often, but that's like a big deal because it never really happened. So we saw the Giants play against the Vikings on Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Day, we had some of our Christmas Eve leftovers, and we were watching A Christmas Story and It's a Wonderful Life, and we played some card games. Like, we had a family game night that night with a few card games. So yeah, that was my Christmas, and the Monday after that was Kwanzaa, and it was still cold. But it feels pretty weird to have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day on a weekend, because we're usually used to Christmas and New Year's being on the weekdays, like during the week. It feels so weird having it on a weekend because we're not really used to it. But next year, Christmas Eve is going to be on a Sunday, and Christmas Day is going to be on Monday. But still, it's like hard to get used to, you know? Because it doesn't happen like that often. Like every 5 or 6 years it happens. So yeah, that was my Christmas. And we saw a huge warm up in temperatures throughout the week. It went back up into the 30s and 40s, which is good news. And nothing is icy here anymore. Everything's all movable now. Thank Neptune. And I no longer have to keep the faucet running while we're asleep. Or I don't have to boost up the thermostat. So everything's going back to normal here, but we still have a long winter to go. The temperatures are still going to drop like this. We're not out of winter just yet. The first day of winter started like 9 days ago, so we got a while to go. It doesn't really warm up until like late April and early May. Yeah, there's been a lot of times where it's been really cold in April over here. Like during the you-know-what pandemic, the temperatures got down into like the 30s, like in the middle of April. Mostly at night. It was that crazy. So yeah, we're not out of winter just yet. We could see a snowstorm at like any time soon. So, and tomorrow is the last day of 2022. Which means that on Sunday we'll be in 2023 finally. It'll be New Year's Eve tomorrow. There's like 26 hours left of 2022. So, because it's 10 o'clock at night. So, I guess that's it. Bye.